Diksha.
Nirmala Shri knows that when a girl says she wants to be a nun, it may be just youthful enthusiasm. The decision has to be properly tested.
लेकिन जब वो गंभीरता से बोलती है नहीं मैं मजाक नहीं करती हूँ, मैं तो सचमुच चाहती हूँ कि मुझे दीक्षा लेना है, लेकिन मुझे कभी विश्वास नहीं होता है कि सधवा है व्यक्ति, 20 साल की उसकी उम्र है और उसके घर में कोई किसी प्रकार का दुख नहीं है, फिर भी ये दीक्षा लेना क्यों चाहती है। तब मैं उससे प्रश्न करती हूँ कि तू क्यों दीक्षा लेना चाहती है? क्या कोई तेरा पति का कष्ट है, या तेरे घर में कोई किसी प्रकार का है, क्या कोई पैसे का दुख है, क्या तुम किसी के प्रेम से वंचित हो रही हो, क्या मतलब है कि तुम्हें जो है ये दीक्षा लेना है? क्या माँ बाप ये है तुम्हें कष्ट दे रहे, तुम तो अपने पति के घर में रहो? तब वो कहेंगी नहीं, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है।
Hina Gada is 21 and is spending her last 2 days as a laywoman before she follows her sister and becomes a nun. She feels she has good reason to reject this world.
और वो गुजर जाने से मेरे पिताजी को, वो बड़े भाई है ना, वो लॉरी और साइकिल, वो साइकिल पे थे और सामने से लॉरी आई और उसका धक्का लगा और उधर ही देहांत हो गया लॉरी के नीचे। और इसके बाद मेरे पिताजी को उसका आघात बहुत लगा, बहुत चिंता तो रहने लगे और वो चिंता में मेरे पिताजी को ब्लड कैंसर हुआ और 5 साल के बाद पिताजी का पण देहांत हुआ। और पिताजी का देहांत होने पर हमारे कुटुंबीजनों ने, किसी ने पण हमें को मदद नहीं दी, तो तभी लगा कि संसार असार है, संसार में कोई किसी का नहीं, आज है और कल नहीं, कोई किसी को साथ देता नहीं। ये वो हमारे एक निमित्त मिला और संसार में से निकलने का हमने प्रयास किया।
Hina's last days as a laywoman are spent with her hosts, Darshana and Nayan Shah. They take great pride in providing for her needs. By doing so, they gain religious merit. But the event has a deeper meaning for Darshana. She lost a daughter at childbirth and feels that Hina may be the reincarnation of her dead child.
शाम को वो रात को देरी से 9 बजे वो आई, फिर हमने तो देखा भी नहीं था, फिर सब लोग ने बोला कि वो हिना आ गई, तो हम इतना रोया, हमको ऐसा लगा कि हमारा खुद का लड़की आ रहा है, हमको इतना आनंद हुआ। वो जो टाइम हमने उसको देखा तो हमको ऐसा लगा कि नहीं है, वो हमारा ही लड़की है और हमारा लड़की हमारे घर से विदा होने वाली है। वो बहुत अच्छी लड़की थी। वो हमारे घर पे 2-3 दिन ठहरी, मगर उसका वर्ताव, उसको बोलना चलना, उसको जो भी था इतना सिंपल था। कुछ भी हम बोले कि नहीं ना, आप ऐसा करो, ये पहनो, वो पहनो, वो अपनी इच्छा से, अपना मन के शांति के लिए वो कुछ नहीं करती थी। बोला हाँ, आपको जैसा अच्छा लगे, जो करने का है वो आप करो, हम सब कुछ करेंगे। फिर हमने पूरा, हमारे साथ उसने साथ दिया और हमने भी इतना बहुत बड़ा अवसर मिला और वो लड़की से हम इतना पुण्य कमाया है कि वो पुण्य से हम कभी ना कभी आगे जाके हम भी वही पंथ पे जाएगा और वही पुण्य हमको काम आएगा।
One of the most visible austerities of the Jain religion is this ritual pulling out of the hair. Monks and nuns must undergo this twice a year. In Jainism, observance is crucial. Keeping vows to the letter is so important that if a monk or nun can't keep them because of injury or old age, he or she is allowed to fast to the death. This is one form of death in meditation, the ideal of each practicing Jain, as recited daily in their universal prayer. Lay people are not called upon to practice the same austerities as monks and nuns. But if they take Jainism seriously, the demands made of them are rigorous also. Many Jains are wealthy, some of them are extremely rich and spend their lives accumulating possessions. Yet their religion calls on them to renounce most of their possessions before they leave this life.
Everyone cannot do that. I have not been able to do that because being involved in so many industries and all that, you have to go on accumulating wealth in order to accumulate more and more and more, and there is never an end. But when I retire, when I will come out of this, I think I will give up all this. Of course, it will go to the children and to the charities and all that. But I will keep for me the minimum in order to live peacefully and live a very simple life. In the Jain religion, the monks and the nuns represent the ideal, and everyone aspires to be Jain monk or a nun. You will be surprised that even in these days, they still walk with bare feet in the hottest summer, and they practice very many other things which I would never even dream of doing it. But as I see them doing it, I begin to feel that this is the ideal. And I would very much like to do it, but because I am an air-conditioned man, I stay in air conditions, I have enjoyed luxuries throughout my life, I cannot, even though I wish to or want to do what they are doing. And so whenever I am going, wherever I am going and I see them, my head bows automatically to them, because to me, they are the ideal. Visham Kalma,
Shreniks become increasingly worried about his involvement in industry, and Padmasagar Suri advises him in the light of Jain doctrine. He accepts that a layman cannot perfectly follow the path of non-violence, but nevertheless tells him he must try to keep violence to the very minimum. Some Jain doctrines are opposed to what Shrenik learned at Harvard, and there is a conflict in his mind. But he lives the life of a devout Jain layman, worshipping each morning in the family temple in the grounds of his house.
Having had a Western education, some of the things that are Jain religion, it is difficult to accept. For instance, having seen on television that the earth is round and people have landed on the moon, it becomes difficult to accept the flat earth theory. But when I begin to see deeply into the things, I also wonder how 2,500 years ago, Mahavir Swami Bhagwan knew that there are so many microisms in water, and so it balances out to me. So I would very much like to believe that everything that is there in the scriptures is true. But as I told you in the beginning, the flat earth theory, as long as it is not scientifically proved to me, it is difficult for me to believe.
A layman can afford the luxury of an inquiring mind. A monk who questions scripture could have his faith undermined and his worldview shattered. That happened to Kumar Jayakirti.
Om Namo Arihantanam, Om Namo Siddhanam, Om Namo Ayaryanam, Om Namo Vadhayanam, Om Namo Loe Sabbasahunam, Eso Panjanamukaro Sabbava Panasano, Mangalananda Sabvesim, Padamam Havai Mangalam. One day I read in the newspaper that Sputnik has been launched. And by this, it was proved that the earth is round. And Jain scriptures